So our mission today is to get into the latest review, Group 148.
And this one's a really interesting mix. You've got 90s rock versus 2000s pop.
And the results.
Yeah.
Well, let's just say they might surprise you. We need to figure out the how and why. How did a legendary album get knocked out so early?
It really makes you look at music criticism differently. The author, Greenstrokes, it's not just ranking. It's this blend of, like you said, humor, seriousness, personal takes.
Yeah, very personal.
It forces you, the listener, to really question if you're hearing the classics fresh or just hearing the idea of them.
And Group 148 is perfect for that. The Contenders, Nelly Furtado's Folklore, Nirvana's Nevermind, huge.
Giant in the room.
Then Natalie and Imbruglia's Left of the Middle.
Classic debut.
And Natasha Bedingfield's NB.
4 very different albums. A real fight.
Okay, so before we get to the results, let's quickly cover the rules of this album quest game.
Right. The rules are key. It's designed by Greenstrokes to be pretty unforgiving. Albums get thrown together randomly.
Which explains Nirvana versus Natasha Bedingfield, I guess.
Exactly. Then they get listened to, like really listened to, repeatedly, and ranked best to worst within that group of 4.
And the stakes are high, right? That's what makes the review so blunt.
Totally. Only the top 2 move on to round 2. The bottom 2, eliminated.
Yeah.
Gone for good from the quest. No comebacks.
It's that randomness, I think, that's the real core of this quest and why it's interesting for you listening. It just strips away the usual genre boxes and, the historical weight.
Yeah, you can't judge Nevermind just as this grunge icon when it's right up against Nelly Furtado's pop sound.
It forces the critic to listen purely in that moment.
Right. It levels the field. History doesn't matter as much. It's not, is this album great historically? It's, is it better than these other 3 I just listened to like 10 times?
Huh, yeah. That structure forces a really clear hierarchy.
And that's where the controversy comes in. Puts huge pressure on every single track.
All right, let's see who buckled under that pressure then. Starting at the bottom, number 4, eliminated, Natalie and Imbruglia, Left of the Middle.
Yeah, classic 90s record, but last place here.
Why?
Well, according to the review, the main issue is Torn. That single just overshadows everything else.
It was massive.
Huge. The source points out this amazing fact. Apparently, it's the 2nd biggest selling song in the UK never to hit number 1.
Wow, really? What beat it?
Only Last Christmas by Wham, supposedly. So having a hit that big, it kind of sets an impossible standard for the rest of the album.
That's an incredible burden. How can the other tracks compete?
And the review gets specific. It says, the production's decent, but some tracks like Intuition or Wishing I Was There, they sound a bit like that band Alicia Rules the World.
Okay.
And the overall feeling was the songs should have been shorter and snappier. It just didn't live up to Torn, or the final track, Smoke, peaked too early for the quest.
And there's that funny comment about the title, too.
Oh, yeah, the personal touch again. The reviewer mentioned Left of the Middle sounded just like the New Labour political slogan when they got elected back then.
Huh. That's definitely a personal take, tying it to UK politics.
Shows the reviewer's unique process, though.
Okay, so if Imbruglia was out because of Torn, basically, what happened to Nirvana's Nevermind? An album known for its consistent power, landing at number 3. This feels like the big upset.
It is. This is where, historical impact just didn't translate to current listenability for this reviewer. And here's the kicker. They admitted this was their first real listen to the whole album.
Wait, seriously, their first proper listen?
Yeah. Hearing it without decades of nostalgia or, the cultural baggage attached.
Okay, but hang on. How can anyone dismiss an album that basically defined a generation as a bit bland? Doesn't that suggest the reviewer missed the context?
Well, the reviewer argues against that context being the main thing. They actually called the whole grunge label a bit misleading for Nevermind.
How so?
They heard it as a straight-up rock record. Well-produced. Actually, much more polished than the whole angry, angsty, anyone can play this story suggests.
Interesting. So less raw than its reputation.
Early so for this listener. And the verdict was, outside of Smells Like Teen Spirit, it felt a bit bland compared to the pop albums it was up against in this specific group.
So the legend just didn't quite match the sound when listened to back like that.
That seems to be the conclusion. They even compared it unfavorably to other big rock albums like Appetite for Destruction or Led Zeppelin II, saying it lacked their kind of dynamism.
Yeah.
To win in the album quest, it needed relentless energy across the board, apparently. And in this random group against pop, it just didn't deliver enough for the reviewer.
It forces you to ask, Do we remember it because it's inherently amazing track for track or because it landed at the perfect cultural moment?
Exactly the question this quest raises.
Okay, so if the huge 90s rock album didn't make it, what did? Let's look at the qualifiers. Second place went to Nelly Furtado's Folklore.
Yes, Folklore impressed. It offered something the others didn't, according to the review texture, depth.
Not just straight rock.
Right. Furtado was praised for musical sophistication, a distinct vibe. The reviewer specifically called out the really good flamenco guitar on One Trick Pony.
Ah, okay, so bringing different sounds.
Yeah, described as mixing fresh pop with traditional sounds. Subtle and mellow, but still vibrant, emotional, and fairly stripped down. It showed that kind of nuance could hit harder than raw power in this repeated listening test.
Which brings us to number 1, the winner of Group 148. Natasha Bedingfield's N.B.
The big surprise?
A 2007 pop album beating Nevermind. And what's really interesting here is the source is quite upfront about some flaws in this winning album.
Yeah, this win really speaks to that stickiness factor. How much an album gets under your skin.
So what was the initial take?
Initially, the reviewer heard it as kind of a cross between Pink and Lily Allen. Compelling. But the real hook, the aha moment, was the song Soulmate.
One track really grabbed them.
Totally. They were so impressed they actually looked up who co-wrote it.
Did that reveal anything about the quality control?
It did. The co-writer was Man Hoge. Turns out he also co-wrote Pixie Lot's big hit Mama Do.
Ah, okay. So there's a pop pedigree there.
Exactly. And then they found out Adam Levine from Maroon 5 guests on 2 tracks.
Which ones?
Tricky Angel and Pirate Bones. Which explains, the reviewer noted, why parts of the album sound very Maroon 5-ish.
Right. So good musical ideas, soulful singing.
Definitely praised her as a very soulful singer.
But, and this is the big but, the lyrics, the review was pretty harsh there, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely brutal in places. Called the lyrics ropey. Cited the track, I Want to Have Your Babies as well, toe curling.
Yeah, that title.
And then the track Backyard was called Slightly Embarrassing.
Yeah.
Specifically quoting the line, Bazookas and Tootis, give me a break.
Oof. Bazookas and Tootis. Okay, so how does an album with bad lyrics the reviewer admits, almost spoil 2 songs still win?
It really shows what the reviewer valued most in the end. Compelling music, soulful performance, ideas that stick with you after listening again and again.
Musicality over poetry, then.
It seems so. Despite those lyrical weaknesses, the core music, the singing, the production, maybe boosted by that Maroon 5-ish sound, was strong enough. The songs just got under your skin, as the review said.
So NB won because it was musically addictive, even with flaws.
Well, never mind. Maybe lyrically stronger overall. Just felt less engaging musically on repeat listens in this context. A victory for musical stickiness.
Fascinating. Melody and delivery trumping dodgy rhymes.
Yep. Personalized criticism, action.
Okay, let's lock in that final ranking for the Album Quest Group 148. Number 1, Natasha Bedingfield, NB.
Winner.
Number 2, Nelly Furtado, Folklore.
Qualified.
Number 3, Eliminated, Nirvana, Nevermind.
The big shock.
And number 4, Eliminated, Natalie and Imbruglia, Left of the Middle.
Also out. And thinking about what this tells us about music criticism, this album quest really shows that quality isn't just about technical perfection or fame. It's about impact, resilience. How does it hold up when you really listen over and over?
The methodology worked in that sense, and be stuck despite its issues.
It beat a legend because it proved more compelling in that specific listening context.
So for you listening, what's the takeaway? Well, it shows how maybe genre labels like grunge can kind of box things in or even mislead when you strip away the history and just listen hard.
And it also shows how those behind-the-scenes folks, co-writers like Matt Hage or guest artists like Adam Levine, can totally shift an album's sound and maybe even push it over the line in a competition like this.
Unexpected fingerprints.
Exactly. Which leads us to that final thought.
Yeah.
Thinking about Nevermind. And the reviewer admitting it was their first real listen.
Yeah.
If you had to take albums you've loved for years, maybe decades, and put them through this same random high-pressure album quest ranking,
Yeah.
what would you actually discover? What would you find out about their actual musicality, stripped bare of all your nostalgia and history with them? What would truly hold up under that kind of unforgiving spotlight? Something to ponder next time you play a record you think you know inside out.